Hey YouTube, it's Crush1990, and today I finally have my Gongen deck tech profile for the Wars TCG. I've noticed how well my Wars TCG deck techs have been doing on my channel, so I finally decided to invest some resources into finishing this deck, purchasing the things that I need, play testing it quite a few times, and yeah, I think I have a Nobot deck that I'm happy with. Though I will say, full disclaimer, if you want to play pure Gongen, a pure no-bot strategy is not the way to go. They're they're all really good. They have like big, high, scary stats on them, like 10 defense and then inverts to 10 strength. That's kind of crazy, but they're none of them are immune to attrition. They will all get attritioned out very easily, especially if you're playing against a deck that is really good at building up a lot of attrition, like my Quay deck. I think the best way to play Gongen is to play all the guys that abuse weapons, like Quick Draw, and throwing a bunch of Samurai Swords on them, starting a fight, and then slicing and dicing everyone up. And then for the space, for the fighters, they have some of the best, cheapest, most efficient fighters in this game. Like, you can swarm the skies very easily with Gongen. So keep that in mind through this. This deck will win games, but it will not win you every game, and it probably won't be super consistent. You have to know the limits of your Nōbots and know what battles to put them in, basically. So let's start off with the locations. Obviously, the starting location is the Nōbot one. Makes them cheaper where you play them. And this one, it's again, it's I'm running. I don't really actually need to go over detail on these. I'm running all of the Gongen locations just so I have those icons. These are very key because a lot of things in here have that 3 threshold. You want your 3 icons as fast as possible. So just know this is your starting location. Run as many Gongen locations as you can. And then I always love running Vantage Point because it tutors up another Ganymede location. And then Mining Platform is a very good, just all around generic location. So yeah, there's no real need to go into depth about that. It's all very obvious, I think. So next we'll go over all the units and the ships and everything, which make up a decent part of the deck actually. I'm trying to limit my units and play more good interrupts, especially used ones that go back in the deck. But Gongen also have a very good way of healing themselves or reviving cards. That's a very common theme I am noticing in Gongen. So, to start off with the Nōbots, I am playing 2 copies, and I think there's 4 of them. Pretty sure I did my research. I'm playing 2 copies of all the Nōbots. This one probably being the worst. I mean, yeah, it's got that 9 strength and everything and 4 tactics. But that first ability, when you do not have at least 2 other Gongen units here, dismiss this. Yeah, that is not a feel-good moment when that happens. The rest of these are all really good. This guy can get bigger defense. And again, the 828, he can go to 8210. This one has more strength as long as you have other Gongen units, so he'll become a 936. This one, in my opinion, being the best one, 4310, but you can do 3 damage to yourself to invert it. And he becomes a 1025. And when you invert him in a battle, you cause attrition plus destiny. So, there was a battle I did with this and I had 2 other Nōbots. I ended up having like 44 strength on my side of the field. Pretty hilarious when that happens. I will say that does not happen a lot. So, I mean, I don't want to talk down the deck too much because you're running all of these like big, huge, demonic, like ghost machine things. I really need to look into the lore of these guys more. I love the artwork on all of them. Plus, who can say no to these huge numbers on them, right? Yeah. For the rest of the units, I am running 2 of the Temeru Hari. Man, these names are going to get me. Being dyslexic is not the best. This guy got a lot of 4s on his card. 4 cost, 4 destiny, 4 stat line, which is great. He has quick draw 2, which is even better. And as long as he has a weapon beneath him, he can't be damaged. This guy's insane. Throw a katana on him and just watch him go to town. Just chop suey everything. The Takumi Shadow Warriors. I play 2 of these. I would love to play 4 of these, but for the time being, I have 2. 4 cost again, and notice everything is had 3 threshold. You need your 3 icons as fast as possible. 1 Destiny, which is lame, but 5/3/4 stat line is good. Quick draw 1. You can also have 2 weapons, so doubling up on all your weapons, give them 2 katanas, and just start slashing. To make sure we have our icons, this is probably not the best card to be running, but it's got some other hidden synergies that I like about it. I run 4 Geisha Bot. 1 cost is great. Doesn't need any threshold icons. 5 Destiny is always good. And yeah, you can reveal a Gongen card from hand your opponent, put it on top of your use pile, and you can make a location gain another Gongen icon. It is a bot. Do keep in mind that this card is a bot. For this guy right here, which we play 4 of them. It is the Shikami Warrior. Cost 2, 2 threshold, 4 Destiny, 2/2/3 stat line. When you play him where you have a bot, which is also your Nōbots, it's also these, you can retrieve a card. So he heals you when you play him as long as you have one of those bots in play. So some little hidden synergies. There's also a vehicle that does this same ability too. I ended up cutting the vehicle because I wanted more personnel to equip my weapons to, which is where these 4 cards came in. So if you really need all of that retrieving, I would not recommend cutting these out. These are insanely good cards, especially this guy, but the option's there if you want it, I guess. And the rest is just my ships. I don't play a lot of ships. I play these just to have some sort of combat ability in space. It's not much. It's really not much. If I was to really change this deck around, I would want to add 4 more stronger ships, but again, we're all no-botting it up here. So 2 cost, 3 Destiny. It's the Timeo Interceptor, 1/3/2 stat line. They all have really good tactics. So just having 2 of them out, you get a Destiny flip. And when it's destroyed, you put it into your use pile. So it retrieves itself. Great card. This one costs 2, 4 Destiny. Again, 1/3/2 stat line. And this ship is power +1 for each of your opponent's ships here. So you can get pretty lucky. There's some high Destiny values in here. You could do some damage with these ships. Like, just pair them off. One, like this. Or save a bunch in your hand, dump them all out, do a battle, kind of clear it out, call it good. Next is the weapons. And I play 4 Hailstorm Blaster because this is the Nōbot weapon. And I also play 4 Thunder Edge Greatsword. I really wish this had better artwork. I'm not the biggest fan of this artwork, but this sword is so much better than Gongen Katana. But Gongen Katana has such good artwork. This thing is just, it's almost strictly better. There's some nuances to it, but this samurai sword is very good. Cost 2, it has 1 threshold, 1 Destiny, which is the weakest part about it. But whenever the character that's holding this dies, you bring the katana back to your hand. And it's just simple. Pay 1 energy, choose a unit at a site battle, damage it if its defense is less than your Destiny +2. Very good, especially with your quick draw guys where you can just start machine gunning this. Or if you have 2 of these on a guy and you just do multiples and you just clear out a whole field. Pretty good. And again, Hailstorm Blaster. Here we are with those 3 icons again, but hey, 6 Destiny, 1 cost. The Nōbot gains +4 defense, which is just insane. It's so good. You can activate this twice. It costs 2 energy. Choose target unit your opponent has in a site battle here. Reveal the top 2 cards of your reserve. Choose one of them and note its Destiny. And put them on top of your use pile in any order. Damage a target if its defense is less than that Destiny. So it's like a normal weapon, but you kind of have a fixed Destiny flip almost. This is a very solid weapon. Better stuff, just the initial +4 defense, great. And the rest is all just orders and interrupts. It's basically just orders and interrupts. And it's just 3 different cards, really. So I play 4 Sheltered. Cost 2, has 2 icons, 5 Destiny. As an additional cost to play this order, dismiss a unit at the site. It's not obviously a Nōbot, but anything other than that. Play target Gongen unit from your lost pile at this site. It costs 3 less energy to play. So these are Gongen units, so if your Nōbots die, you can swap out your weak dudes or like your Geisha bot could shelter itself, and then boom, now you have a Nobot. Pretty self-explanatory. Next, I run 4 Spirit Theft. I think this card's great. 2 cost, 1 threshold, 2 destiny is not really the best, but it's a used interrupt. This is a lost order, so that's gone once you use it for obvious reasons. Activate energy equal to target damaged unit's defense. I have damaged something that was defense 5, and I had 2 of these in my hand, and this activated 10 energy, and then the next turn I activated like another 14, and I just dropped a bunch of Nōbots. So this is awesome. Like, this card's great. It's got great artwork. I don't know if you really run 4. You could probably get away with like running 2 because it's a use, so it'll shuffle back in. I run 4 just because I like the max out of things. And finally, I run 4 expansion to get out my encampments, so I have my icons. So this is basically like running 4 more encampments. Because again, can't stress it enough. You need to get your 3 icons out ASAP. Like 90% of this deck has 3 icons. That is probably the biggest weakness to this deck. Outside of the main thing you focus on doesn't have immunity to attrition, unless I'm like really misreading something. But yeah, none of these things are immune to attrition, which is such a shame. Right? They would probably be too good. They can cost like 3 or 4 more, give them immunity to attrition. I don't know. But anyway, there it is. Finally, after all of you have been so patient, my Gongen deck tech for the Wars TCG. If you have any comments or anything for either this deck or Gongen decks that are not Nobot related, please let me know down below. And thank you all for subscribing. Again, I'm getting close to that 100 mark. We'll see if that stays consistent. Like I've said in other videos, once I reach 100 and we keep maintaining 100, I will start doing random giveaways. Maybe like once a week, once every 2 weeks or something. And I will, like I said before too, I will never monetize this channel. I hate ads. I don't want them on here. I'm not doing this channel to make money. I am doing it to throw information out there that I find useful, that hopefully other people will find useful too. But like, comment, subscribe. I'll be posting these videos in the Facebook groups, so feel free to comment on those there. I will always answer questions if people have them, and I always appreciate comments that are given. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.